Good morning, ladies. It is, in fact, your old pal Brian. It's just prior to sunup, the last day of my stay here in Sandusky, Ohio.
Welcome to open field. Switch warning. Throttle active. Flaps at low rates. Stabilization on.
I gotta one day think about putting all that on a pot that allows me to control my volume because it's loud. So yeah, yesterday was a rain event. It rained all day. We went ahead and packed up all our gear for the road trip tomorrow, so we can make better use of today. I think me, the wife, and the dog are going to go to a state park here on the mainland. We were thinking about going out on the ferry, but it's a hassle. You got to drive over there, park, get on the ferry. It takes 20 minutes to get it wherever it goes. And we just decided we'll kind of doodle around here. I think we have to stop by a store. But yeah, up at 5:45 this morning for no reason. Other than I'd had enough sleep. Enjoyed talking to my very old friend and his wife, Tim and Kimberly, last night. Just had a blast. I missed them so, and we're going to see them in the coming days. So there is that. Yeah, the last day is always fun because I get excited about going to my new destination, which will be New Stanton, Pennsylvania. According to the website, there's just not a whole lot to do there. We always find something to do though, you know. There's always something to do. Yeah, yesterday I drilled this little joker into the soybeans. Got disoriented, I think. Taking off. Might have gave it some more power. Oops. I was a little nervous that the there we go. Nervous that the little hairs on the soybeans would poke holes in me, but they didn't.
Stabilization off.
Dead calm. Have to remember to turn that off. So yeah, life is good. We're in good health. We're ending our trip here in the coming weeks. Super jazzed about going home, which I can't say I was 3 years ago when we first went out. Nor was I last year, although it was time.
Minutes.
You know, my mother-in-law had fallen ill, and we needed to go home. Needed to go home and take care of Granny. She was born in 1933, only a few years after women's suffrage, and 2 years before antibiotics were widely available. She was not born in a hospital, but she was born in a home, which was common for poor folk back then. So it really was a pleasure to have known the old git. It really was. You know, most fellas you talk to, they don't much care for their mother-in-law, but me, loved her to death. Loved her to death. So that'll bring about memories when we get home for my wife, who was a total caregiver. And it'll be both happy and sad. You know, we think of Granny often. Actually, we carry her with us everywhere we go because we have her in the form of ashes. But it'll be nice to see new friends. Probably the biggest challenge is we take COVID seriously, and we're fixing to go visit friends we hadn't seen in a long time. And you know, your gut instinct is to give them a big old fat hug and a kiss, and we're just not going to be doing that. What we need to do is stay COVID wise. So my plan is to meet everyone outside, frankly, and hang out that way. As much as possible. Try to be COVID wise.
2 minutes.
You know, we don't want to accidentally get each other sick. Florida was 14% down, which I was happy to see. That's almost 1/5 prior to our sitting governor opening up the businesses, which I totally agree with. It's time. Everybody needs to sink or swim. Need to sink or swim, need to figure it out or not. We're all grown folk. Azir, this is from me to you. If I was you, I'd take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day. If you aren't allergic to it or there's no medical reason to not do it. So let's see if you get this. Be a whole lot better for it. 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Try that every morning when you wake up. I was shocked at the difference it gave me. It's funny because up until I became a type 2 diabetic years ago, what had happened was I was drinking, I'm from Florida, I drank a half a gallon of orange juice every day. And the way it works in Florida, and it works all over this way, is that orange juice is highly pasteurized, and that's code for they cook it so hard, they boil it, that whatever nutritional joys that were in that are gone because they boil it so hard, so they have to enrich it. Do the same thing with milk. And in doing so, they've landing.
Throttle hold.
In doing so, they add vitamin C. And I basically, there's some vitamin C in other foods, but basically I've eliminated at that time vitamin C from my diet.
Telemetry lost.
Well, the downside about that is that you, if you go from vitamin C to none, it can be detrimental to your overall well-being, I'll say. So last year, my work wife,
Telemetry recovered. Throttle active.
she attends a management meeting. Taking off. And as a measure to keep managers' overall well-being well, they start off with making certain that they're eating right and getting the right vitamins. So she says, I take a dose. The lady teaching the class says, told them to do what I just told you. and that's to take a dose of vitamin C at 1,000 milligrams. And I tell you what, I went out that day and bought vitamin C, and oh my goodness, it just changed my attitude. I can't tell you what a boon that was. Now, for me, I kind of know me real well. I know it sounds odd, but I know my own behavior real well. And, you know, I'd get agitated fairly easily for me, which is, you know, I'm a real kind of laid back dude. And sure enough, vitamin C, of which my wife and I take daily now, literally was a boon. Just an amazing boon to our overall behavior. Just fantastic. So, yeah. If you want to experiment with something that's cheap and that may be missing from your life, vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. If anyone, and there's very few of y'all that listen to this, but if anyone tries vitamin C, and you know it right away, by the way, the very first dose was amazing. So if you try vitamin C and it works for you, let me know. I'd like to see how that works. Yeah. For the entirety of my life, up until I became a type 2 about 10 or so years ago, I ingested a healthy dose of vitamin C. And not so much after that. You know, the cool stuff that had vitamin C in it was deleterious to my health. Extremely deleterious to my health. So yeah, let me know how that works. What else? That's it. In review, we have enjoyed our stay here in Sandusky, Ohio immensely. We enjoy taking it easy when we can, and we did. You know, we did this, that, and a little bit of the other. We'll go out today for a bit on a local beach. Whoever just wants to walk along a beach. We always plan to rest in and don't run balls to the wall at all in our travels. On occasion we have to because of a timing deal, but for the most part we make certain that we built in rest and relaxation in our time. We're kind of jazzed about going home. There's going to be a lot of work to do in between the holidays. In fact, we got to discuss that. You know, we get together every Thanksgiving with friends at a local park, and we need to figure out whether that's something that we actually need to do, you know, because we'll be out on boats together and doing dumb shit together, and I don't know how good that's going to be for us to be getting around each other. How ironic would it be that you inadvertently get each other sick by loving each other. Sun's going to peek out above the tree line here in a second. I've got a battery charged up for the JJRC M02, but I think what I'm going to do is defer. I'm going to go look up, there's a website for Orange County where I make arrangements to go to Trimble Park every year. I'm going to go make certain that I can log into that bad boy. We'll call that it.